February 14, 2018 Parkland, FLA. WSVN. According to Broward Sheriff Scott Israel, 17 people have died following a shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland by a former student. Just before 6:30 p.m., Israel listed where the deceased victims were found. "We have 17 confirmed deceased victims," he said. 12 victims were within the building, 2 victims were just outside the building, 1 victim is on the street, on the corner of Pine Island Road, and 2 people lost their at the hospital. An FBI official first identified the shooter as Nicholas Cruz, 19. BSO confirmed that they took the suspect into custody in connection to the shooting that injured and wounded so many victims. Speaking with reporters just after 4:15 p.m., Runcie said, "There are numerous fatalities. It's a horrific situation." Wednesday night, Broward Schools tweeted out that Marjory Stoneman Douglas will remain closed Thursday and Friday. All school activities were also cancelled. Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School will be closed Thursday, February 15 and Friday, February 16, 2018 for the rest of this week. All school activities are also cancelled. Broward Schools. At Broward Schools, February 15, 2018 nearby West Glades Middle School will be open for normal school hours Thursday. Later, just before 7 p.m., doctors at Broward Health North spoke about the victims and the extent of their injuries. "Through Broward Health System we received 17 patients. At Broward Health North, we received 8 patients and 1 suspect," said Dr. Evan Boyer, who works at Broward Health North's Emergency Services Department. "The suspect was treated and released into police custody. Of our 8 patients, we had 2 mortalities, 3 in critical condition, and 3 are stable. 7 victims were transported to Broward Health Medical Center, and 1 victim was taken to Broward Health Coral Springs." Officials confirmed all of these victims suffered gunshot wounds. Deputies arrested Cruz in the Wyndham Lakes community in Coral Springs, just before 4 p.m., a little over a mile away from the school. "He was taken into arrest without incident," said Israel. Runcie noted that authorities believed the shooter acted alone. At this point, Runcie said, "We have no evidence that there's been more than one shooter." BSO sent out a tweet Wednesday, just before 3 p.m., calling this an active shooter situation. A student, who was not identified, said he knows the shooter. "He's been a troubled kid," said the student, "and he's always had a certain amount of issues going on. He shot guns because he felt it gave him, I guess, an exhilarating feeling." Israel said investigators believed Cruz used an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle. The same weapon was used at the mass shooting at a movie theater in Aurora, Colorado in 2012, and at an office building in San Bernardino, California, in 2015. As 7 Skyforce hovered over the scene, at least 4 other people were spotted surrounded by fire rescuers, at the corner of an intersection at the north part of the school. Several students could be seen walking and running along the road, past those injured. According to BSO, parents can pick up their children at the Marriott located at 11775 Heron Bay Boulevard. Coral Springs police are asking people to avoid the area, as a perimeter remains in place, which extends to a nearby Walmart. A prayer vigil will be held Thursday at noon at Park Ridge Church in Coral Springs. Grief counseling will be available to Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School students and families at 8 a.m. at the Pines Trails Park Recreation Center and Amphitheater in Parkland. Grief counseling will also be available for Marjory Stoneman Douglas High staff members at the Parkland Library. West Glades Middle School students will also have grief counselors on hand. As FBI officials continue to investigate, they have opened a tip line for anyone who has information on the shooter. If you have any information that can help investigators, call 1-800-GOLF. Copyright 2018 The Associated Press. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten or redistributed.